mommies and daddies, welcome back to MomCom India. So in this video, we are going to share with you things that you should know while handling visitors when you have a baby who's newborn, or I would say is less than 1 year old. These are purely our experiences and something that we have very strong views about. Let's get started.
To watch all the videos on this channel, click on the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to get regular updates from MomCom India. Let's become a big fat family soon.
A baby surely brings a lot of excitement and happiness not only to the new parents but everybody around them. Their family, friends, relatives, everybody wants to be a part of their joy. In fact, people can't even wait to visit the new parents and the baby at the hospital. People want to come and take pictures, people want to hold the baby. But as soon as you become a parent, you also have the responsibility of protecting the life that you created. There are a lot of things that you need to be cautious of now, which did not matter earlier because you did not have this life in front of you. In this video, I'm sharing with you our personal experiences on what we saw and what we felt that we could have done right. The reason why I'm doing this video is because it's important for you to know that when a baby is born, they have a very weak and sensitive immune system. They are totally dependent on their mothers to pass on the immunity in the form of antibodies through breast milk. A baby's immune system starts to build at about 2 to 3 months and builds significantly till about a year. That's why a lot of people say that the first 3 months of a baby's life are extremely critical, because that's the time that the baby is totally dependent on the mother for immunity. In fact, research shows that a breastfed baby falls less sick compared to a formula fed baby. So that's the power of breast milk. So in this process, when the mother and the father are putting in a lot of effort to ensure that the mother is having a healthy diet, the breast milk is being passed on, all of that's happening. There are some things that some external factors that might, without any intention obviously, that might just come and impact your baby because of the excitement that's going around you. So what are those things that you need to be cautious of? So number one is follow the visiting hours at the hospital. Guys, there is a reason why the hospitals have come up with visiting hours. I've seen that out of excitement, a lot of people would want, your friends, family members, anybody would want to visit you at night, in the morning, as per their convenience, as per their happiness. And it's very difficult for you also to say no. You will also try your ways to get them in, try just see the baby and go back, just meet the mother, say hello. But I personally feel that the first few hours of the baby's life and when the mother has delivered, that is really a time that you should just leave the father, the mother and the baby alone, because you waited for that life to come your way for the last 9 months. It takes time to absorb what's in front of you. You want to see the baby, you want to spend time. The labor would have been quite an exhausting process for both the father and the mother and the family also. The mother needs a lot of rest. The baby has just come out of the womb. There must be tests that must be going on. Basically, there's so much going on in the initial 1 to 2 days that I feel personally that you should strictly either go by the visiting hours of the hospital and just spend limited time, or I would suggest that just avoid calling people to the hospital. In the hospital, the only people that should really be with you is your husband and maximum your parents. That's a personal view. It could be different for you also, but I feel it that way. The convenience of the new life who's just come into that world and the mother who's brought into that new life matters the most, and nobody else's convenience matters at this point of time, is a very strong view that I have. The second one linked to this also is that do not allow sick people to come and meet the baby and the mother. Not only the baby's immunity is weak at that point of time, the mother's immunity is also very weak because of what she's gone through. There are a lot of hormonal changes happening in her body too. So it's very important that we allow the mother to also take some rest, build her strength back, and then get ready for enjoying this moment with her friends and family. So I think sick people should just not be allowed. Please, As a parent, learn to say no. If you have a visitor who's sick, please do not allow the visitor to visit the baby's room. Third, and a very simple one, is avoid sanitizers, instead use soaps. While the hospitals will also give you sanitizer, and that's very easy. Somebody comes in, immediately you put the sanitizer, they sanitize their hands and come and meet you. But that shouldn't be done. Soap is the best way of eliminating germs as much as possible. So sanitizers should definitely be avoided. The next one, and a very interesting one, is use of mobile phones. So everybody wants to take pictures of the baby. In fact, you also want to take pictures of the baby. I'm sure you will be very cautious about this point, but make sure anybody who's taking a picture of your baby does not have flash on. There have been cases where for newborn babies who don't even have a very clear vision, people have just taken a picture, the flash has hit the baby's eye and the pupil has got permanently damaged. You just don't want to do that. All excitement on one side and caring for that baby on one side who's totally dependent on you. Always remember that. A lot of people may not realize that their flash is on. You have a lot of elders using mobile phones. They don't even know how to do it properly. So it's a good idea to either check it yourself for them or just tell them that please can you check if your flash is on. A fun fact that I'd like to tell you here on this point is what I used to do. I was so finicky about this whole thing. What I used to do is, because my dad is not very pro with phones, I always used to ask him to take my picture first to ensure that his flash is off, and then take Kabir's picture. So that's how I used to do it. Okay, the next one is avoid flowers. Now flowers, the smell of flowers is known to cause allergies in babies. I know that flowers is a great way that people would want to come, meet and congratulate you and the newborn, but please ensure that even they don't spend their money in it, because it's a total waste. Hospitals don't even allow flowers to be taken inside. The next one is do not wake up a sleeping baby. While a lot of people feel that in the initial months babies are sleeping for as good as 20 hours, 21 hours, a lot of your friends and family would feel that every time we visit the baby is sleeping, let me just wake the baby up. Please don't make that mistake. A sleeping baby can be disturbed by even a touch. So if you are really picking the baby up, making sounds and noises around the baby, talking around the baby, that could be very disturbing. Let that baby get comfortable in this new world. It's a very big transition for the baby from the womb to a new environment. Let them get adjusted. When you get into a new environment, don't you need that comfort? Don't you need that time to get adjusted? Please make sure that you do that with your babies too. The next one is never do heavy rocking or very high sounds around a newborn baby. Please remember that when the baby is in the womb, the mother walks very carefully, the mother walks very slowly, so baby is not used to very high levels of rocking. I've personally seen that a lot of people, especially a lot of old people, the way they would rock the babies, take the baby and do this and this and this. All of this can be really disturbing for that newborn baby. It can be very overstimulating for the baby, which you will not realize. I have a similar incident to share here also. We had one of our visitors, at one point of time, and they were like that we've taken care of so many kids and all, we know how to do it. And they were like wanting to play with the baby, and they were rocking the baby very fast, which we had never done. And that night became a tough night for us, because it was about 10 in the night when all of this happened, because they had come for dinner. And that night turned out to be a very tough night for us, because Kabir got so uncomfortable, he got so overstimulated that he could not sleep till about 3 a.m. He suddenly, I don't know what happened inside his body, but something had happened that did not really go well, and next day he was okay. So we learned that that's something that we totally need to avoid. And the reason is because the baby is not used to it. Suddenly, a 10-day-old baby rocking, so fast, I don't think that makes sense at all. When the mother is so careful about, her speed, everybody needs to be very careful about how fast you are moving the baby. The next one is kissing the baby. Not allowed at all. Even as parents, you should not kiss the baby on the face, especially in the first few months. I know it's very difficult. It's very difficult to resist the entire, phase. But please do not allow that for yourself also, and for any visitors also. The face is an area, especially the nose and the mouth, from where germs get moved on inside the baby's body very easily. So you need to avoid that. Secondly, the baby can get red rashes. The baby's skin might just catch any infection from you. So it can cause a lot of damage that cannot even be told in words. So just avoid that. You can kiss on the feet, you can kiss on the hands, you can kiss on the head, all of that is fine, but just avoid the face. The next one is space out meetings as much as possible. So you know, when you have a baby, you will have so many people who would want to come on the same day. Assume you have a baby on a Wednesday and there comes a weekend, everybody is free on a weekend, everybody would want to come together. Please don't do that mistake. Too many people in a house, too many chances of infection moving along. How many people will you say no to? Too much energy required to handle those people. You are not yet ready for that. So try to space out the meeting, you know, so that you can spend good quality time with everybody who's coming. So for example, it's your friend, one friend coming, try to make it on a Saturday, other friend coming, make it on a Sunday, other friend coming, try moving it around, and don't do everything in a day. Lunch, dinner, you know, all of that happening, that gets a little too much. As parents, this is your time to spend time with your baby. Every day is going to be new, every day is going to be different. Try relaxing and spacing it over time. People have a lot of time for their life. Weekends will come, weekends will go. For you, your baby is developing every day, so you need to ensure that you have enough time and energy for your baby. The next one is push out ceremonies to as much as possible. A lot of people have some havan, some puja done in their houses for the baby or at the temple on the 6th day, 13th day, 21st day, all of that. But I'd suggest that try to push it out to at least 40 days. What happens is that when you do a havan, puja and all, again you're calling a lot of people, which is something that you should not be doing for a newborn. Second is if there's havan happening, there could be a fire lit, there could be fumes, there could be this entire, you know, the entire air in the house could be very suffocating. You just want to avoid that with the baby. You don't want to, you know, people go on to the extent of having humidifiers in the house to give as fresh air to the baby as much possible, and on the other hand we end up doing these ceremonies where there's so much suffocation happening in the house. So that's why I'd suggest that try pushing these ceremonies out to say a 40 days, because by 40 days the baby also goes through one round of vaccination, which makes the baby's body more immune and also settles in this new world. So that's why it's very important. The next one is smoke. Ensure anybody who's in the habit of smoking or who just took a smoke, when they come to meet the baby, not only do they wash their hands, but they also change their clothes. I've said it in my earlier videos as well, that smoking is not a play of the hand, it's the play of the clothes also, because the smoke particles come and easily settle on the clothes. So please make sure that that happens, and I would suggest that try to ensure that anybody who's just smoked a cigarette just does not pick up the baby. It's as simple as that. The next one is perfume. Scents can really distract or annoy babies. They have a very strong sense of smell. So please make sure that if somebody is wearing a very strong perfume, they don't go and pick the baby. It can be really overstimulating for the baby and the baby may get disturbed. So just try and avoid that. The last one, that's actually not true only for a newborn but is true for a baby as old as a year, is whenever you take your baby out or whenever you're making your baby meet somebody, always ensure that the baby is in your arms and you introduce the baby to the person or to the place. You know, it may sound very foolish as to why do you need to do so. Babies don't even understand all of this. Why would a 2-month baby understand? But babies understand everything. They have a sense of security when they hear their mother's or their father's voice, especially when they are in a new place or when they are meeting somebody new. They feel very secure when they see their parents around, when they hear those voices, versus a case where somebody comes and directly picks up a baby, starts talking to the baby, and for the baby it's suddenly a new environment again. If you have gone out and your baby is sleeping in a pram as an example, and the baby suddenly gets up, you will notice a lot of babies start crying. The reason is that the new environment is very insecure for them. Instead, what you could do is that immediately when the baby gets up, if you can take your baby in the arms, the baby will feel that it's a place where the baby has come with the parents, with his guardians, and will feel more comfortable. So guys, with this we come to the end of the video. Sorry it was a bit long, but very important. All of these are personal experiences and I feel that all the parents should know it. All the parents have to be bold enough. Like, you know, our babies, when they grow up, we teach them to say no. Similarly, we as parents also have to learn to say no when it comes to certain things that can really be harmful for our babies. Hope you will have the same courage and be very bold to do that, and will not have to face certain things that we face during our journey. With that, I would like to say that please do like the video, comment, share and subscribe. We need to take Momcom India to every new mother out there, to every new parent out there, so that we can be a big support to their journey. Thank you so much for watching Momcom India. We'll see you soon.